Hi kids, I'm firefighter Andy with Talleyville Fire Company. Welcome to our virtual station tour. I'm joined here today by
Chief Glenn.
And we're going to go ahead and give you a tour of our fire company. We normally have a lot of kids come in, scout groups, classes, and we love to go to schools and talk about fire safety and show our equipment. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we can't do that right now. So we thought we would invite you to come in with us via this virtual video. Talleyville Fire Company was formed in 1928, almost 100 years ago, mostly staffed by volunteers throughout the years. In fact, we were all volunteers for many years, until recently when our ambulance services are staffed by paid emergency medical technicians. In that time, we've probably had about 1,000 volunteers come in and out of Talleyville Fire Company. Now they're joined by almost 1 million volunteer firefighters in the United States right now, including 7,000 volunteer firefighters in the state of Delaware across 60 different fire companies. Now that you learned a little bit about our history, let's go ahead and show you the station. We're going to go ahead and start here in the Dan Kiley Memorial Museum. Here you can see artifacts and memorabilia throughout the history of Talleyville Fire Company. We have some of our old gear, some of our very old firefighting gear. We have pictures, including the cornerstone of the very first building that was here on the site where we stand right now. Now we'll go ahead and look over here. This is the showpiece of Talleyville Fire Company. This is our antique fire engine, which was built in 1958 for Talleyville Fire Company in service for over 20 years. Today it's used for parades, funerals, weddings, the occasional car show, but it still runs and it's lovingly maintained by our volunteers. All right, now let's get to the fun stuff. Let's go ahead and get into the station. So here you're going to see where we actually have two places in the fire company where we have fire trucks. This is what we call our South Bay. Here we have 3 fire trucks as well as 2 ambulances over on this side. First engine here is just our small engine. It's a brush truck used for small field fires, forest fires, things like that. We have a small tank of water on the back and a hose that we can use in order to put out small fires. But when you think fire truck, you're probably thinking something more along the lines of this. This is designated as 25-5, which is one of our primary fire trucks that we have today. And we're going to go ahead and show you what it looks like inside. In here, as you can guess, is where the driver's going to sit. We have our steering wheel, but we also have lots of other knobs and switches in order to run different parts of the fire engine. Back here is where the firefighters will go and sit on their way to a fire. You can see the special equipment that we have back there, including radios, axes, flashlights, which are very important, as well as other equipment that we can use while fighting a fire. Now, if we take a look over here, we have lots of different equipment that we have to use whenever we're going to a fire. We have hose in order to get water from the hydrants. We have extra air packs, so this is how we actually breathe air when we're inside of a smoky building. So instead of actually breathing the smoke, what we're doing is breathing air from inside of these tanks. Now they probably look like backpacks that you bring to school or something similar, which is exactly how we wear them. We actually put these on just like a backpack, we strap them and we connect the belt, so that way we bring our air with us wherever we have to go. We don't just put out fires with long hoses from the truck or fire hydrants. Oftentimes all that we need is a simple fire extinguisher. You should know where the fire extinguishers are located in your home, in your school, or in places where you may spend a lot of time. Make sure that your adults know where they are as well. Oftentimes just a fire extinguisher is all you need in order to put out a fire before it gets really out of control. All right, let's keep moving this way. Over here, you're going to see where we have all of our racks of gear. This is where everything is kept ready to go for when we have a fire call come in. We're able to get our gear on real quick, jump on the truck, and go to wherever we're needed, whether it's a fire, an accident, or something else. But it's not just about fighting fires while we're here. We also do a lot of training, and we have staff members that are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we have to have some comforts at home as well. So we'll go ahead and move this way, where you can see some of the ways in which we do that. Here is our fully stocked fireman's kitchen, which we can cook meals and prepare meals, and really just sort of talk about the news of the day. Over on this side, you'll see the firefighters' lounge. Normally, this lounge is full of firefighters just waiting for the next emergency to come in, where they're talking about the things that are going on within their day. So we'll keep on coming here. This truck you see is actually one of our 2 ladder trucks. So we have 3 more engines over on this side. This is the other side of the building in which we have these 3 fire trucks. So this is designated as 25/7 and one of our ladder trucks. Let's actually head over this way and we can take a front view of what this truck looks like. Next to our 25/7 ladder truck, we actually have the newest apparatus, the newest truck that we have in our station, ladder 25. Ladder 25 has only been in service for probably about a year now and has the most state-of-the-art equipment that you can get on the market today. The last fire engine we're going to show you today is Rescue 25. So again, fire rescue, Talleyville Fire Company does a lot more than just fight fires. We also respond to a number of different accidents, medical emergencies, smoke alarms, gas leaks. Really, any case in which somebody needs help, they're probably going to be calling the fire department in order to come and try and help them. So our Rescue 25, our rescue engine, actually has specialty equipment on it, which is used a lot of times in car accidents and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the equipment we keep on here. Some of these things may look pretty unusual, but everything serves a purpose. Here we have a big fan, which is really good for blowing smoke out of buildings. Because of the rescue truck, we also respond oftentimes to medical emergencies. So we have medic bags and medic kits and things in order to help people who may be sick or injured. We carry most of that same equipment on all of our fire trucks, but probably more than usual, or more than normal on the rescue truck. Over here is something that you may have seen on TV or in a movie. These are hydraulic tools, or otherwise sometimes called the jaws of life. These are actually very powerful tools which we can use in order to safely get to somebody who may have been in a really bad car accident. These tools can actually take a door off of a car or break glass or whatever we need to do in order to be able to get to someone so we can give them the medical attention that they deserve. All right, let's head back this way. We'll take a look at the nerve center of our fire department. Through these doors, just another way, we'll come back to the lounge where you saw before. But we also have our radio room here. This is really where all of the fire calls come in. So when there is an emergency and somebody calls 911, there's a central operation, and somebody will pick up the phone and answer that 911 call. And if they need Talleyville's help, the phones will ring up here. We'll be able to pick up the phone, get the information of where we need to go and what the emergency is, and that lets us know what trucks we need to actually take out. So there's a lot that goes on here. And of course, where most of the work happens is right here in the chief's office. But shh, let's be quiet. We don't want to bother them. All right. So that brings us back over here. And one of the most important things that we do when it comes to fire station tours or whenever we go to schools, and what we really want to talk to you about today, is fire safety. So seeing the different fire trucks and things like that, it's all really neat and cool, but we would rather not there be any fires for us to have to go and fight. Sometimes you can't help it, but we really want to make sure that you understand what to do, what could happen in case of an emergency. The number one thing that we want kids to understand is to make sure don't play with stoves or matches. Don't play with fire, because we don't want to have to come and take care of a situation. If there is a fire in your home or in whatever building you are, we want you to make sure you stay low and go. Okay, we want you to get down on your hands and knees and crawl through the floor. Crawl along the floor until you can get outside. And that's because the smoke and heat rises, but it's nice and cool and the air is cleaner down on the floor. So stay low and go. If you find a piece of your clothing or something is on fire, you've probably heard stop, drop, and roll. In fact, if you're home right now, why don't you go ahead and practice that? You stop, you drop, and you roll around on the ground. The next thing we want to make sure everybody has is an escape plan. So where are you going to go if there's a fire in your home or some type of emergency? Not only what is the best way to get out, but where are you going to meet afterward? A lot of times the mailbox in your front yard or a neighbor's tree, or even better, a neighbor's house can be the meeting place that your family agrees to meet in case of a fire or some type of emergency. All right. The last one we're going to go ahead and show you is some of our equipment that we can use whenever we go on a fire or rescue call. And I'm going to ask Chief Glenn to go ahead and talk about the equipment that we have.
Hello friends, so today you get to see something special, and that's a firefighter and all his gear. So Firefighter Andy's going to put on all his gear, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how he gets stressed and why he gets stressed, and how as firefighters look so we can protect you guys. As firefighters, when we put on our gear, we look a little bit different, and sometimes we can look scary. We can look like what people don't look like every day. But what do we all remember? Firefighter are friends. So the first thing Andy does is, when the alarm comes in, he gets stressed. He puts his pants on. He puts his pants on differently because he steps in his boots and his pants at the same time. When Firefighter Andy's done getting dressed, he's going to be covered head to toe completely. You're not going to see any of his skin. So he puts his big jacket on. And the gear that we wear, some people may ask, is it fireproof? It's not fireproof, but this gear we wear in the fire to protect us, keep us safe. It protects us from a lot of bad gases and heat that's in fires. So we can put fires out and we can do searches to make rescues inside of houses and buildings. Firefighter Andy next, he puts on this air pack. And all this air pack is in this container right here. Is just air that we're breathing now, filled in this bottle. Because when we go into a fire, we can't breathe in smoke and we can't breathe in hot gases and air that's in fires. So we have to wear this air tank, kind of like a scuba tank, on our back so we can go into the fire. So this is when things get a little bit different. It's very important. To be able to breathe that air that's in that tank, Firefighter Andy has to put on a mask. All firefighters, no matter where they are in the country or the world, they have a mask like this. And what this mask does is it protects Andy's eyes and his nose and his cheeks and his mouth and allows him to breathe inside a fire. Next thing he does is he puts that hood on, and what that hood does is protects his hair and his ears. And last but not least, he puts his helmet on, because Firefighter Andy likes to bump his head into a lot of things in fires. So it keeps him safe. And the last thing he puts on is his firefighter gloves. Now I know Firefighter Andy looks very different. He may not look like the same guy that just took you around this awesome fire station and showed you the cool fire trucks. But when Firefighter Andy has to do his job to save people's lives and property, this is what he's going to look like. And this is what all his other firefighter friends are going to look like. I'm going to look like that too. So I would like to leave today knowing that you know that firefighters, if you ever need us, we're there to help you and we are your friend. So as Firefighter takes all his gear off, he's still the same guy on the outside. Thank you, Firefighter Andy.
You're very welcome, Chief Glenn. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on our virtual tour today, and I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to go to our website, talleyvillefireco.org. Thanks, and stay safe.